In this video, I'm going to be re-ranking every single brand new weapon that we got through the entirety of Chapter 6 Season 4. So of course, on the first couple days of a new season, I always rank all the new weapons in the new season's loot pool. So make sure you subscribe, by the way, for the Simpsons season, because I'll be doing the exact same thing for that. But now that it's confirmed that we're not getting any new in-game content for the rest of the season, I thought it'd be interesting to re-rank all these weapons after playing with them for like 3 months now. This list is going to be weapons only, right? So no healing items like Scooby Snacks or Slapberry Fizz or anything like that, just weapons. If you go on to enjoy this video, consider leaving it a like using code TYFRYZ in the Fortnite item shop to help support the channel, and let's get right into this ranking video. At number 18, the worst new weapon that we got in Chapter 6 Season 4, in my opinion, is the Thorn Ripper. That's Doja Cat's mythic item, basically just the Chains of Hades, and this is a weapon that I don't think is going to be remembered in any other seasons. It's just not that good. You've got a meta that focuses really heavily on a lot of mobility, and this item just doesn't work well in that meta. It's just, I don't have a spot in my inventory for it. It's that simple. I'm not picking it up. At number 17 is Rumi's Empowered Sword. This was part of the K-pop Demon Hunters collab, only in the game for about a week, and it's basically just a knockoff version of like the Typhoon Blade or the Kneecapper, another item that I took like once or twice for like kind of the gimmick, right? It was new. I wanted to try it out. After that, I'm like, yeah, this thing is just not it. I'm not using it. At number 16 is the Blade Blaster. Yeah, so this is the Power Rangers collab mythic item that was barely in this season, right? Only for about 2 weeks during the whole Megazord transformation mythic when that was in the game, and nobody used this thing. I even made a tweet on Twitter, and I'm like, who even remembers this thing existed? And a bunch of the comments are like, what is this thing? I've never seen this thing in the game. That's when you know an item is bad, right? When it was literally in the game for half a month and nobody even knew that it existed. Just an incredibly weak pistol. This is absolutely not it. Not a good weapon at all. At number 15 is the Bug Blaster. So this is an item that in the beginning of the season, I was a little bit more high on. I thought the Bug Blaster would get a little bit more usage, but think about it, right? When's the last time that you got killed by a Bug Blaster in Chapter 6 Season 4? I honestly cannot remember when. People just aren't taking it, right? And I think that's mainly because the Swarm Strike is just a lot better, and there's no need to hold 2 explosive items in your inventory. You either take the Swarm Strike, or I guess if you don't have a Swarm Strike, take the Bug Blaster. But again, when's the last time you got killed by this thing? I honestly don't remember. At number 14 is the Sweeper Shotgun, and let's be honest, guys, this weapon was kind of doomed from the beginning. It never stood a chance against the Wrecker Revolver, especially in the beginning of the season when you could double pump. And I was saying in the beginning of the season, right, I vividly remember recording that video and being like, why would you ever take the Sweeper? You just double pump Wreckers. Now, of course, you can't double pump Wreckers anymore, but you can double pump a Wrecker and another shotgun, and that shotgun is the Sentinel that everyone's using. This is just a shotgun that unfortunately I don't think is that bad. I just think it's in the wrong season. In another season with a little bit of a weaker close range meta, I think this thing could be a little bit higher up. At number 13 is the Precision Airstrike, right? The nuke item. And do you consider this a weapon? I mean, I guess it's more so an item. It's not a gun, but I wanted to include it on this list as it is like one of the headliner brand new items of this season. I mean, it was in the trailer from the very beginning. And my thing with the Precision Airstrike is like, as long as somebody knows what they're doing, they're not going to die to this item. You can see the red laser beam points at you, and then you have another solid probably 4 or 5 seconds until the missiles actually rain down. Again, we've got a lot of good mobility in this season. A player who has gone against the Precision Airstrike before knows how to counter it very easily. But with that being said, if somebody does happen to get caught inside the Precision Airstrike, they're going to die. It's going to kill you. It's an item that is just so fun to use, but I don't really necessarily think it's that good. At number 12 today, guys, is the Lead Spitter 3000. So this is an item that was part of the teaser, like leading up to this season. I thought it was going to be ridiculously overpowered, and then it dropped on launch, and I'm like, this thing is terrible. And I actually remember recording that video and being like, am I missing something, right? Like, is this weapon really that bad, or am I just bad with it? And on launch, it was horrible. Like, the accuracy was everywhere. The recoil was terrible. I ended up buffing it a bunch to now where it has like absolutely no recoil. It still can be good. It's just, I don't really know in your inventory where you take this. Like, do you take this in your AR slot? Probably not. And then you have 2 shotguns, right? Preferably the Sentinel and the Wrecker. Then you've got a mobility item, and then you've got a healing item, right? I just don't really think there's a spot in your inventory for the Lead Spitter. It's good, but it's really not great. At number 11 is the headline assault rifle for this season. That's the OXR rifle. This rifle has actually grown on me a ton throughout this season. Like, at the beginning, I was like, I don't really like it. And now I'm like, I actually think it's pretty good. The only thing is, they have absolutely made this assault rifle meta an absolute disaster to compete with, because you've got the Hollow Twister, you've got the MK7. I mean, you literally took two of the best assault rifles of all time and put them together in the same meta. The OXR rifle never stood a chance. I don't care how good this weapon is, people just always will prefer those first-person ARs. Again, like I said, I think this is even potentially an underrated assault rifle. It's just in a horrible meta to compete with. Moving on to number 10 is the first exotic on this list. It is the Eradicator Shadow Precision SMG, and I think we can all agree this is definitely the worst exotic this season, and that doesn't mean that it's bad. It's just, I don't really care to take this thing, right? It marks people when you hit them, that's good, but again, right, like I've got to talk about the meta in this season, right? We're talking about Chapter 6, Season 4, and SMGs are terrible this season. When you have a meta that literally allows you to double pump, you don't need to use an SMG. It's really that simple, right? Like, how many SMG kills have you had this season? I genuinely could count them on two hands. Like, I have not touched SMGs at all, and every time I see this in the bunker, I'm like, oh, here we go. Like, I'm just gonna leave it. I'm not taking it. At number 9 is a mysterious one. It's the Eradicator Shock and Slow Shockwave Launcher. So this weapon's got a whole story to it. It was supposed to be in the game on launch, and it was, except it was bugged, right? You would try and retrieve it from the bunker, and it would not drop at all. Then they took it out for a couple weeks, and then they brought it back with the same update that gave us the Shadow Precision SMG and the Hop Rock Fury AR. And then, like, after a week and a half, this thing just vanished. It was gone. If you've never used this item this season, I wouldn't even be surprised, right? Like, people will forget that this item ever existed. It wasn't good when you used it on yourself. It was good when you used it on other people. But again, a weapon that was so limited like this, how much higher can I put it? I mean, it's got good utility, but nobody got the chance to use it. At number 8 is the Last Call. This was introduced in the Fortnitemares event, and the Last Call is pretty good, right? I mean, you get infinite mobility. Well, not infinite, but it feels like infinite because that durability does not go down at all, it feels like. Infinite recon, right? You can ping as many times as you want, and it does not affect the actual durability, which is crazy. And I'll always take infinite recon. I always will find a spot in my inventory for this weapon, and so that is why it is this high up on this list. At number 7 is the Eradicator Hop Rock Fury AR, and you can clearly tell that this weapon was meant to be paired with the Shock and Slow Shockwave Launcher, right? Like, they're the perfect combo. You could go flying in the air with the Shockwave Launcher and then aim down sights mid-air with the Hop Rock Fury AR, and that's its main thing, is that it lets you aim down sights while you're in air, and it also gives you that Hop Rock effect, but it's much more than the Hop Rock effect, right? Like, it is a floaty effect. It can actually sometimes get you killed. The Fury AR definitely needed a buff, and I can't say that I saw them buffing it by giving it a good exotic version, but that's exactly what they did, and I think this is a perfectly serviceable assault rifle. Again, you're talking about an assault rifle meta that's dominated by the MK7 and the Hollow Twister anyways. Moving on to number 6 is the Swarm Strike. This was the rocket launcher that took this season by storm in the beginning. Everybody was like, the Swarm Strike is so overpowered, it's insane. They nerfed it a little bit, but it is still a good rocket launcher, right? Like, if you are sitting in a 1x1, you will get hit by rockets through your builds. For the most part, I am still picking this up when I see it. Now, I really have to have shockwaves with it for it to be, like, very, very effective. With that being said, though, it is still, I would say, probably a top 5 explosive weapon in Fortnite history, so that is why it is this high up on this list today. At number 5 is the Enhanced Assault Rifle. This is the mythic version of the Scar, and it's actually different than Sky Scar. They have slightly different numbers. If you didn't know this thing existed, I wouldn't blame you. I have played so many hours this season, I have never found this item in-game. It only would drop from the S Plus caches. To this day, I still don't know why they made S Plus so difficult to get. It's just a better version of a Scar, right? Like, it's good, but again, you have another item that not many people even ever got their hands on, so how much higher can I rank it? Moving on to number 4 is the Double Trouble. This is double pump. Now, the thing with this weapon is, this is the weirdest season for double pump to be in because it already exists, right? With the Wrecker and the Sentinel, or at the very beginning with 2 Wrecker revolvers, which is why I feel like this weapon wasn't as good in this season as it would be in literally any other season in Fortnite history. It's still very good though, don't get me wrong, and you can one-shot headshot with it, and it gives you siphon for every single hit on an opponent. Double Trouble is absolutely sick. They are still unbelievable weapons, but again, if you can't get your hands on Double Trouble, no problem, you can still double pump anyways. And that's my only problem here with Double Trouble. At number 3 is the Eradicator OXR rifle, and this weapon I have been so high on for a long time. At the very beginning, I was like a little bit hesitant. I was like, is this weapon really going to be that good? I mean, I see the potential, but I don't know how good it's going to be. And then when I found out that you could literally shoot somebody and wait like 6 seconds and shoot them again and still get the bonus damage on them, I was like, yeah, this thing's busted. In the hands of a good player, this can be one of the best assault rifles of all time. Like, I am saying that this thing can be just as good as any assault assault rifle we have ever seen. The fact that you get bonus damage every single hit after you hit somebody, anytime you do two things to a weapon, either buff the fire rate or buff the damage, that is going to be a big deal. This is the second best exotic this season, and I'm confident in saying that. Moving on to number 2 though, guys, we've got the Wrecker Revolver. It's the infamous weapon this season. It is how you will remember this season, right? 5 years ago from now, somebody will say Chapter 6 Season 4 to you, and you will instantly remember the Wrecker Revolver and picking people out of the air for 50 meters away, and you being on 10 HP and shockwaving away and somebody picking you out of the air because it was so easy to hit people with this weapon. On launch, I don't know if I've ever seen a more broken weapon in Fortnite history. Like, I genuinely mean that, especially with the medallions on launch. And still to this day, I would say 95% of the time that I die in this season, it is to the Wrecker Revolver. What an unbelievable pistol, and I honestly think it overtakes the Mammoth pistol for the best pistol of all time, right? Like, I don't know how you can argue that this isn't the best pistol we've ever seen. Of course, this spot will include its mythic version. I should have mentioned that for the other spots. They will include their mythics. But there's one weapon that I think just beats the Wrecker Revolver out. And that weapon for me is the Wrecker Revolver, but its exotic version, the Eradicator Marksman Wrecker Revolver. What an absolute tanky weapon. And as if the regular Wrecker Revolver wasn't strong enough, well, this weapon gives you a faster fire rate from the hip and 3 times headshot multiplier for a max damage of 175. You are talking about a pistol that also acts as a shotgun. I mean, think about that, 175 with a fire rate of 2. The pump shotgun can max what now, like 185 with a fire rate less than 1? It's just absolutely insane how strong this version of the Wrecker Revolver is. It used to have a max damage cap of 190, if you can remember that. Just an unbelievably strong Fortnite weapon. It is one of the strongest weapons we have ever seen, and I think it's going to be a while before we ever see this weapon come back. Alrighty, folks, thank you so much for watching that video, and you know what? Thank you so much for the support during Chapter 6 Season 4. You guys have gone absolutely crazy these last, 2-3 months, and I really appreciate it. If you enjoy my ranking videos, please consider subscribing because we've got a new season right around the corner, and you better bet on it that I'm going to be ranking all the brand new weapons as soon as they come out for the Simpsons season, and you're going to want to be there for it. That all being said, thank you guys so much again for watching my videos, and I'll catch you in the next one. As always, peace.